Simon Finnis, Managing Director of McLaren Minerals, joins us now, and he's joining us from Japan because he is part of a Australian critical mineral delegation to Japan, that is the official name, specifically speaking about heavy silica sands and minor metals. Well, Simon, congratulations on your selection, and I hope you're having a great time in Japan. What can you tell us about this trade delegation?
Yeah, look, it's been very interesting for me. We got invited a couple of months ago, and then there was a selection process, and we made it through all of that. So we joined the delegation, travelled to Tokyo on Sunday, and we've had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, various meetings and presentations. The big day was Tuesday. We did full presentations to a room of about 40 Japanese businesses, banks, traders, and then we had private meetings all day yesterday and a few more meetings today. So it's been a very interesting process. The whole philosophy is obviously the recently signed agreement, or not really an agreement, but a joint statement made by Japan and Australia regarding trade relations and how important it has been for the last 50 years. And given where the world is today, Japan's really looking to shore up its supply chains. It is heavily reliant on imports from Australia and elsewhere. So they're very keen to be a bit more self-sufficient rather than relying on other Asian countries. And obviously the big elephant in the room is China and the way they manage their supply and their exports, and some of these critical exports that they've basically stopped has hampered Japan's trade. So they really want to step away from some of that and join long-term partnerships with Australian companies that are developing projects that are interesting for them. Obviously, critical minerals is the label of the day. We're obviously a sulphate ilmenite producer, and not producer, I lied. We're a sulphate ilmenite developer with the McLaren project, and we have our Barossa project sort of next in line. So I think that's interesting to them because of the zircon, the titanium, et cetera, et cetera. So look, it's been interesting. Japanese business is different to Australian business. They don't tell you straight out what they want. So, you have to have a little dance, and we've had sort of a week of beauty parades. But nevertheless, made some really good contacts and hoping to follow up some of those contacts over the next couple of weeks.
Simon, what do you think it is about McLaren Minerals that got you invited amongst this cohort? Is it because of those extra assets within your projects?
Well, look, I think that they've very carefully chosen a sort of a broad range, from rare earths, mineral sands developers through to tungsten producers and developers and us. And I think all of the projects that have been invited are viable and long-term. So I think they're the key criteria really that you have the ability to get into business. Obviously, producing things out of Australia or generating mining products out of Australia is a easily to be relied upon method. And projects in Australia generally do get approved. It takes some time, but when they do get approved, of course, they're in business for a long time. And I think that sort of cross-section of different minerals, different commodities, different projects out of different states just makes it an appealing package for the delegation.
And have you been getting any feedback or insights that were surprising, that might maybe lead to some tangible outcomes or changes?
Look, it's really interesting. Nothing tangible yet, and as I said, the Japanese, the way they negotiate is different to the way we negotiate. But the messaging we're hearing is quite clear. The banks are willing to support Australian companies that partner with Japanese companies. So whether it's by way of offtake, whether it's by way of project participation, they're ambivalent to that, but there must be a Japanese partner and there must be a Japanese benefit. And that might include traders. There's the Japanese traders are well known, Surjits, etc. They're very well known in the market. They trade millions and millions of tons of commodities every year. And in a lot of ways, a trader would be appealing to Australian companies because it's a link to Japanese funding.
And finally, Simon, let's dip our toes in the mineral sands. You have a number of projects in Western Australia. Tell us what is happening there. What are those news flows we can look forward to?
Well, we're drilling. We're sort of not halfway, I wouldn't imagine, but 40 to 45%, I guess, through our drilling program. Boys are making really good progress. We're seeing what we expected to see, which is, good depths, free-flowing sand, mineral everywhere. Obviously, we can't tell the story until the assays are back. We're expecting some assays either late next week or early the week after. And then thereafter, there'll be continuous or regular flows of assay results as the samples flow through the lab. So looking forward to that, obviously. And we've just finished the heritage clearance of the eastern shoreline. So we're just organising some machinery to clear the lines there. And that's one of our priorities, is to go and drill some holes into that eastern shoreline. I'm sure that the shareholders, as well as I am, are excited to see whether that's a different ore body, whether it's more of the same McLaren material, whether it's a little bit different. From our perspective, it's there's clear evidence of scale there, and there's clear evidence of mineral as well. So we're very interested to see just how extensive that strand might be. So a bit of exciting stuff coming.
Well, we're going to be nagging you for bookings on the calendar as soon as those results start coming in. I definitely took a note there, in the next week or two. Good luck with the rest of it and your travels back home. Nice to catch up today, Simon.
Thanks very much. See you soon.